So I'm continuing on my hike in Bussy Woods. I found a trail that went off of the pavement and I just investigated. This was used by somebody else or some other animal, but it's not sometimes nice to go off trail or to go outside the usual pathways. And that brings me to exercise and exercise endeavors. At First Health Associates, Amy is our exercise physiologist, and she is also one of the key ingredients to how our wellness programs, how our weight loss programs are so successful. As I've mentioned in other videos and tutorials, that it's always nice to have somebody that you're accountable to, kind of like a coach. Keeps you honest, and there's always that idea about trying to impress other people. It sounds kind of superficial, but all of us have whether you accept it or not, all of us have an innate desire to make other people happy. So sometimes when you have to pay somebody or enroll the help of somebody else, it makes that goal just so much more tangible and worth it. Like in a diet, if you rely on the old techniques that you had that got you to this problem of either weight gain, high blood pressure, sleepless nights, or being deconditioned and out of shape, if you rely on the old regimes and knowledge base, it might not be the proper thing to do for your current age. Andy Weil, one of my instructors at the Arizona Center for Integrative Medicine, always talks about making a change in grounding, behavior, nutrition, and movement. And he always talks about acting your age. So if you involve yourself in some new activity, be careful and don't get into an activity that'll break your hip. For example, if you're 60, ice skating, probably not the wisest thing to do. But I say, and I agree with that to a certain degree, I say we don't act our age. We play caution with the activities we're involved with. We get help and instruction on how to do these certain activities. But I think that for my, using me as an example, 50 years of age, me and my colleagues are sometimes told not to do certain things. You would think that extreme sports would be bad, but you know, I love rock climbing. I'm actually taking up skateboarding with my son, who's 10, and I think it gives me more agility. Martial arts, although combat and contact sports are not suggested as a primary form of exercise, I think there's some feeling of youth that comes with that when done properly. So I kind of agree with Andy, but then I kind of think, if you're healthy, why not experiment? Maybe do something that you loved to do when you're younger. If you just go back with the bulk knowledge of, especially my guys, if you're 50 to 60 and you're going to make a change and you do the usual thing, which is go to the gym and lift weights, that ain't the thing that really works. And it's very good for being muscle bound, but that's about all it's good for. Cross training is great. Lifting heavy weights makes it good for you to lift more heavy weights. So thinking outside the box sometimes requires you to enlist the help of people who are expert. There's personal trainers, there's physical therapists, and then there's exercise physiologists. When I finished my sports medicine fellowship, I worked for one of the committees that approved fellowship grants for the American College of Sports Medicine, the ACSM, and I worked with a lot of exercise physiologists then. I think these folks who take the extra education to learn more have dedicated their time to help other people. Nobody has to pay for going to school after college, but in some cases people do. And just like some of my colleagues that decided to take an additional 2 years of fellowship training after they've subspecialized and had their MDs and DOs and nurse practitioner certificates. There's no reason you have to, but I assume just like me, we have my colleagues have an innate desire to learn more. If we learn more, we have more successes with our patients. So the value that we gain of knowledge is translated to the successes in our patients. But same thing goes with anybody that you hire.